This is Sam Pitroda, chairman of the Indian Overseas Congress and a long-time friend and mentor of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. Having first got associated with the Congress as an advisor to the former PM Rajiv Gandhi, Pitroda had gone on to become the first chairman of the Telecom Commission in 1989. Later, Pitroda headed the National Knowledge Commission from 2005 to 2009 under former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. In 2009, when Manmohan Singh returned as PM, Pitroda was appointed as an advisor on public information infrastructure with the rank of a cabinet minister. Since then, he has been back and forth between Chicago and India. Pitroda has deep connections with academic circles in foreign countries, especially the West. He has good connections within the diplomatic community too. He helps the Congress party plan events in foreign countries. Most of Rahul Gandhi's speaking engagements abroad, where he regularly demeans Indian democracy and calls for foreign intervention in India, have been organized by Sam Pitroda. In February and March of 2023, Pitroda was behind the series of events held by Rahul Gandhi during a nearly week-long UK tour, including an address at Cambridge University's Judge Business School and a discussion at the Chatham House think tank in London. In June 2023, Rahul Gandhi was again on a tour in the US, where he spread lies about the Citizenship Amendment Act and claimed that the Muslim League was a secular party.
The Muslim League is a completely secular party.
Right.
There's nothing non-secular about Muslim League.
What's the oldest writing? Sorry about that.
I think the person hasn't studied the Muslim League.
It was also during this trip that Rahul Gandhi met Sunita Vishwanathan, co-founder of a US-based organization called Hindus for Human Rights, which has spread lies and propaganda against Hindus and has ties to George Soros. In July 2024, the Indian Overseas Congress had once again invited Rahul Gandhi to visit the US, Canada and Europe. Now, Sam Pitroda himself is no stranger to controversy. From making racist remarks on Indians,
we could hold country together as diverse as India, where people on East look like Chinese, people on West look like Arab, people on North look like, maybe white, and people in South look like Africa.
to batting for a US-style inheritance tax in India.
Let me tell you, in America, there is an inheritance tax. So if, let's say, one has $100 million worth of wealth, and when he dies, he can only transfer probably 45% to his children. 55% is grabbed by government. Now that's an interesting law. It says, you in your generation made wealth. You are leaving now. You must leave your wealth for public. Not all of it, half of it. Which to me sounds fair. In India, you don't have that. If somebody is worth 10 billion and he dies, his children get 10 billion. Public get nothing.
To his unsavory and objectionable remarks on the 1984 anti-Sikh riots,
अब क्या है 84 का? बात तो करिए आपने क्या किया 5 साल में, उसकी बात करिए. 84 में हुआ तो हुआ, 84 में हुआ तो हुआ.
and the Pulwama terror attack, Sam Pitroda has always been in the eye of the storm. But there is a more sinister agenda at play here, where Sam Pitroda is concerned. We've already outlined how Pitroda's overseas network is beneficial for the Congress leadership, especially for Rahul Gandhi, who wants to spread his message when he is on his foreign trips. Sam Pitroda also has his own NGO in the USA, the Global Knowledge Initiative, or GKI. Apart from Pitroda, there are two other co-founders of GKI, Nina V. Fedorov and Sarah Farley. Nina Fedorov is a molecular biologist who has previously worked with the US government and also for Rajiv Shah, the president of the Rockefeller Foundation. In India, her involvement has been lobbying for genetically modified crops. During Nina's stint working with former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, she was intimately involved with lobbying for US agribusiness interests in India. Sarah Farley is the Vice President of Food Initiative at the Rockefeller Foundation. It is therefore apparent that both Sarah Farley and Nina Fedorov are deeply entrenched with the US government and the Rockefeller Foundation. Now, who funds Sam Pitroda's NGO? According to the GKI website, Sam Pitroda's NGO is funded by the US Agency for International Development, or USAID. The main objective of USAID is to further US interests abroad, and regime change has been one of the interests of the US government. GKI is also funded by the Rockefeller Foundation, the US Department of State, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, among others. Historically, NGOs run by the Rockefeller Foundation and Ford Foundation were used by the US government to topple democratically elected governments in Latin America, Iran, and Indonesia. The US has constantly targeted the Modi government since 2014, either over frivolous reports on religious freedom or so-called democratic backsliding. US has even talked against India's internal matters like the CAA and the so-called farmers' protests against the 3 farm laws. So it is not surprising that the US is using an NGO run by a person with close links to Rahul Gandhi to further its own agenda. In fact, there are reports that Rahul Gandhi in 2023 had a secret meeting with White House officials during his US trip just a year before the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. There were also reports that US Vice President Kamala Harris had spoken to Rahul Gandhi after he was appointed as the leader of opposition, but this was later denied by the White House. Now, ultimately, there are many questions that need to be answered. Is Sam Pitroda a close advisor and guru of Rahul Gandhi in bed with the US to affect a regime change to prop up Rahul Gandhi and the Congress in India? Are Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party sellouts to US interests, in turn having been promised political power here in India? Is this why Rahul Gandhi regularly visits foreign countries and begs for foreign interference in India? Indians must ask these questions and demand answers from the Congress.